Let's get to this because this is really important. There's a lot of controversy out there about the enormous amounts of violence that took place during the Women's March. My understanding is that there were how many arrests did we have in across the country where millions of people marched? Millions of people?
A handful.
All right.
So I did think when Samantha Bee and Krista Gillibrand set that limo on fire and said, "Burn, motherfucker, burn." That
honestly,
was a lot.
We can joke about this, but the media is obviously not reporting some of the most egregious cases of violence that's going on. Fortunately, Frank Luntz was somehow able to get on Fox News to talk about how he was so brutally accosted. Here he is, the ethically and follically challenged Frank Luntz on Fox and Friends.
Got hit directly by it, and I've debated whether or not to talk about it because I don't want to encourage it. I do about 100 paid speeches a year, and I don't want this to ever happen to anyone, particularly me. But a woman walked up to me in the Marriott Marquis, and she shouted, "You fascist," and then 2 other words that would get me fired from your network. And she threw this red confetti glitter right in my eyes, and she picked up another handful.
This is not beanbag.
6 inches away, and I was covered with this stuff. And since when do you have the right or just the ability to attack people in a private setting, in a private matter? I mean, you're going to end up hurting someone. I'm going to tell you something. These protests are out of control. The language is out of control. There are 8, 9, 10-year-olds watching this. They read these horrible words from these signs. And to have to face this personally, I mean, you can see I get choked up. I never thought this would be America. I never thought this would happen in this country.
Frank, I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
That is... We've talked about the Women's March, and I had no idea that Frank Luntz was showered with red glitter. I can only imagine the pain that's involved in something like that. And it has not escaped my attention that he has a beard, and that must have been very difficult.
How great would it be if, like, I don't know, like people like Rachel Maddow or Alex Wagner, or like various like Democratic staffers, like these totally like moderate, whatever, Joan Walsh. They just cornered Frank Luntz and just like curb stomped him. And he came out and whined about it on Fox. And he was like, "Wait a second, you actually do look really bruised up."
Unbelievable. And what's amazing about this too? I mean, let's put aside and he was even broken up about having to recall that moment where all he could see was the red glitter coming towards his face.
Well, you remember this. Trump in the primary.
But the idea of saying, like, all these young kids having to see the signs with these words on them, like presumably like words like pussy, that would have come directly from the president's mouth. Give me a break.
That's totally different.
I mean, even those Fox News guys must have been like, "Oh wow."
Well, he pissed.
Ducey is not on today. So
that's a good amazing point.
All right, now look, but wait a
Luntz
second.
pissed him off in the primary, so he needs to scurry back into his good graces. That's what's going on.
A lot of debate out there whether or not throwing red confetti into someone's face is assault. Okay? And I think what I should probably do is to allow myself in the proper environment, okay? Because I'm not going to do this willy-nilly on the streets, but there needs to be a controlled situation. I am going to volunteer to have someone throw red confetti, sparkles, into my face.
You got to grow a beard first to make it really fair.
Well, maybe I'll wear a fake beard so that we get it absolutely, beard. So it's fully on the level. We can do this and see if I can handle it. Maybe I won't be able to handle it. Maybe I'll also break down. I'm just saying we need to do this because you hear a lot of people out there claiming, "Oh, red confetti, it's
not really torture.
It's not really assault. It's not really battery. It's not really offensive." And let's see. I don't think it sounds to me like. I mean, look, people do it in parades. People do it in parades.
You know, in Bolivia,
I'll throw glitter
in
in your face or whatever.
Kelly will
Right.
do it, but in Bolivia,
Fat Tuesday down in New Orleans, it's like confetti, all sorts of confetti. So maybe
in Bolivia, that's actually how candidates are greeted. They get like thrown rice on them, basically. And
Oh,
it
rice
actually-
is different. Rice is different.
Rice is actually a little sharper than glitter.
Glitter can get into your eyes, though. I mean,
I think rice could get in your eyes too. Man.
So I'll take my glasses off.
Do I have them?
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.